The only thing stopping you from becoming great is the belief that there's something stopping you from becoming great. Um, what is up, you guys? Sage here. And before we get into today's topic, I just want to touch on me being here and like making this video right now, and the way that that came to be, and the other edge of the sword that is this ambition and this mind is I was sitting, being the least productive on the way to doing my like I wasn't. I'm doing an assignment right now, and it's something where you could literally crush it and get it done within the day. But I was doing a lot of the behind the scenes work. My internet's slow back here, like a lot. So it's just very like getting things done, but in a very like slow way. Doing a lot of other stuff, kind of, you know, inching my way towards getting it done, whatever, right? But getting it done for sure, and having plans of like, okay, after my duties for the day are done, I'm kicking my little brother out of my room because that's where the PlayStation is, so he's on that thing all day. I'm kicking him out of the room. I'm taking the room, and then I'm gonna lock in for the rest of the day and probably crush this thing. I really looked at it, and I'm like, I feel like I can crush this tonight. It's just a couple thousand words. I'm good with words. If I just understand the concept, do this thing well, then I can actually have it well done and completely done. And then I just need to do the right things when it comes to the referencing. If I completely can't find my way with that, then that's the only thing that I'm going to need to kind of brush up on Monday, and then that's done. And then we can move on to the next thing. So anyway, in the process of doing that, I'm thinking that okay, since I have a little bit of time here, let's say about an hour, 30 minutes or something. Um, in which I'm not going to be doing this thing. I've already done the full work in terms of I've prepped everything, and I just need to be in close enough proximity with the Wi-Fi, all that stuff, so I can just crush it. Like so I can have fast internet, crush it, and then call it a night. Now, in that lag time, in that lapse of time, I just opened YouTube. I'm like, oh, bro, this is a great time. I'm probably gonna watch Alex or something from Alex Ramosi, or watch like an Andrew Tate podcast. I'm watch something though that's gonna feed either my ego or feed my mind, or really like get into that mindset of productivity though, right? And then here's the double edge, right? I say all that to say this. The double edge is I look at that and I'm like, yeah, watch watch these great men talk about greatness instead of acting. And then I looked at myself in the mirror because there was a mirror like right there, like it's over there now, but it was right next to me at the time. And I look over in the mirror and I was like, bro, why'd you think that? And because immediately after that, I think you could be using this hour instead to make a video. You could be producing in this hour instead. And then I literally, this is all while I'm looking at myself, and then I'm like, please don't do this to me. And then the final blow was, you see, now these are the moments in which your value system is going to dictate if you're a consumer or a producer, because this is literally one of those crossroads where you can either consume or you can produce. And so the decision was made. I rolled my eyes. I rolled my eyes. I got up. I took the shirt off that I had on. Went to go get my phone. My phone is in the shirt. I'm like, and so yes, we're here. We're executing. But I say that to say that those are the moments that lead into these moments. It isn't always a thing of, yeah, I was on go and it was scheduled that I was going to be doing a certain thing at a certain time. But sometimes in the midst of getting caught up in certain things and getting certain things done, it just hits me that I could, that, oh, now, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's not a thing of now. Sometimes I pre-script, but I say this to say that the only thing stopping you from becoming great is the belief that there's something stopping you from becoming great. Meaning, all it takes, really, all it actually takes, is that hunger, is that internal thing that will nag at you and will cause you to take rapid action. And the beautiful thing about inspiration is that inspiration is fleeting. You may be inspired to do something in that moment, and you may have to do it in that moment if you're going to live life based on like a set schedule. then you may find yourself not doing it when you want to do it, and then trying to force yourself to do it when you don't want to do it anymore. And that's not a very good position to be in, right? It's not a powerful position to be in. I believe you're in the most, yeah, you're in a position with the most leverage and the most power when you are getting things done, when you actually also feel like getting them done. Now, this here could be an example of the times when you could have been doing something else and you kind of put yourself in a position to act. But me putting myself in that position is because of that burning desire, and because of that lack of a limiting belief that there is something stopping me from becoming great. Because truly, what it really takes, as far as I'm concerned, as far as my understanding is, and this is someone who, if I wasn't doing this, I would be watching someone who's done it speak about it. This is all that consumes my mind. This is all that I read about, all that I watch, all that I think about, is improvement. The one sport that I watch consistently is bodybuilding, because I train every day, and if it's not improving physically, it's improving mentally. It's trying to set the foundation, the building blocks. There's a difference between a season of earning and a season of learning, and I think right now where I'm at, I'm in a learning season. Yes, we did earn a little bit, and when we did um, do well for ourselves relatively at the time, and we did learn those lessons in the school of hard knocks. Um, and there's nothing wrong with taking that route. But now that we're in the position and we have the opportunity to kind of increase our earning capacity by having a season of learning and truly giving ourselves to that and devoting ourselves to that and absorbing as much as we can, and making sure that we combine that experience that we've garnered, what little experience we've garnered, with what little education we can garner as well. And I believe that the combination of those two things will be all powerful, or a lot more powerful than just having one of them. You don't want to be the guy who just goes off of his own experience. You want to learn from the mistakes of others, and you want to learn. Especially for me, I'm very interested in learning this very particular subject, which is business. And the interesting thing that I credit to where I'm studying right now is that they always revise. It's always new textbooks. Textbook we're reading from right now is like a 2025 edition. The 2024, there's not much change. But they're constantly refining. Like right now, the assignment that I'm working on is about the topic of AI and this. And so I say that to say there are certain things that I wouldn't have just out of the purple decided that I'm going to start using AI. I'm going to start incorporating AI in my life. I'm going to have to, like, learn about it. What's good about it, what's bad, But now I'm in the process of learning these things. I'm refining my skills in writing. In terms of the questions they ask, there's a way to reference that is used across the board. That is used in business, and I was never going to be in a position to kind of learn that if I didn't come into this situation. And so sometimes, yes, it is awesome to have the experience, and you are going to, at the end of the day, when you're done with the season of learning, you're going to have to go right back out there, and you're going to be out in the cold as if you didn't do that, except you did. And so this is not going to put you on a certain platform where you're just going to hop straight from here, where it's going to be a smaller leap. No, it's not. You are at base level, you're still at zero, but you now have tools in your toolbox that you would not have had otherwise. And that is ultimately the point of education, as far as I'm concerned. And so I say all of that to say, all this way of thinking is possible because I don't believe that there's anything stopping me from becoming my ultimate self, and from being remembered as one of the greats and being one of the best to ever do it. I don't believe that there's anything stopping me from creating a massive platform, and from becoming who I want to become physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, within my relationships, within my family, within friendships, within, like, whatever the case is. I don't believe that there's anything stopping me except for myself and the application of self into situations. Um, and so with that, I really do believe that there's something to be said about that thing having that thing inside you that is going to say, yeah, we could spend this time consuming, or we could strap our boots up and get more into our producer bag. And now I love to give the other side to that as well, which is, again, read over 20 books, watch podcasts with some of the greatest minds alive in our time, constantly feeding that machine, constantly wanting to be exposed to. Because business is my thing. I constantly want to be exposed to business, but your thing may be something else. There is value in watching and consuming content that is related to that subject matter, just so that you will understand certain concepts just by being around them, just by proximity. You start to absorb certain content, and you are able to apply these things come to you faster. You're keeping certain concepts fresh. You're me sharpening the skill of thinking of business, applying certain concepts into business, certain jargon in business, jargon is subject related matter, which is like, for example, if I talk about a LTV to CAC ratio, anyone outside of business has no idea what I'm talking about, right? But if you're in business, then you'll have an understanding that, oh, okay, this is the lifetime value. Lifetime value is how much a customer is worth to you over their lifetime, and then the CAC is the cost to acquire a customer. So it's how much am I going to pay, how much is it costing me to get that customer, and how much are they worth to me. And the LTV to CAC is the difference in terms of ratio between those two numbers. And the higher the LTV to a lower CAC, is the higher the value of the money making machine. And then when you have that right, then you can go into the efficiency of your client acquisition, how sticky your business, then you can get rocket. Anyway, I digress. But I say this to say, the reason why those concepts are still fresh in my mind is because I stay around business content. I keep business content, around. I do watch comedy. I do watch some rugby highlights here and there, but mainly, by and large, we want to make sure that the things that we are keeping top of mind are the things that we want top of mind. Being very conscious and aware, being very intentional and deliberate. The words of the year 2025: intentional and deliberate about what goes into our minds, what goes into our eyes, our ears, is what becomes our minds. The only thing stopping me from becoming great is the idea that there's something stopping me from becoming great. And so remove that constraint from your life, and you'll realize your dream. If you did, in fact, enjoy today's video, please do hit that subscribe button. I have been Sage, standing on business. Signing out.